orthostatic stress. Orthostatic stress? Man, I'm never gonna get this. I'm out of here. Whoa, I'm so dizzy and I don't know why.
Baroreceptor control of blood pressure during acute orthostatic stress.
And you don't stop, and you don't stop, and you don't quit, and you don't quit, and you don't stop, and you don't stop, and you don't. Everybody on the move. Everybody let's move. Everybody on the move. Everybody let's move. Oh, the movement is like a phenomenon. You never know where it's coming from. You never know when the next big sound gonna come. Baghdad, Hong Kong, Tokyo, King Kong, Senegal, sing song, heartbeat, car bomb. Don't matter who's on the chart, number one. Spearhead sound for the people, everyone. Thunder comes from the bass and the drums. Rain or shine, never stop anyone. I like my bass loudy, loudy, louder. I like my bass loudy, loudy, louder. Everybody on the move.
1 moment later.
Everybody let's move. Everybody on the move. Everybody let's move.
Whoa, suddenly I don't feel dizzy anymore. Thank you, baroreceptor control of blood pressure during acute orthostatic stress. Alright, alright, alright.
Now let David Attenborough smooth everything out with that incredibly soothing voice of his. You people are in for a real treat. Baroreceptor control of blood pressure during acute orthostatic stress. As John stands, he experiences orthostatic stress, a challenge to homeostatic blood pressure regulation. The falling water represents gravity pulling blood downwards into his periphery, pooling in his legs. This is responsible for a drop in central venous pressure and return, causing a drop in mean arterial pressure. The motion of the wire represents the skeletal muscle pump, which occurs automatically when John recruits muscles required for the task of standing. The elastic relaxing represents a decreased baroreceptor stretch in response to the drop in mean arterial pressure. This causes a release of inhibition of the cardiovascular center in the medulla oblongata, shown by the marble. The medulla activation leads to a decrease in parasympathetic nerve activity, represented by the flame of the black lighter. Simultaneously, an increase in sympathetic nerve activity results. The increased sympathetic nerve activity leads to an increased heart rate, shown here by the ping pong ball. This change in heart rate is specifically caused by an increase in F-type channel openings. Sympathetic nerve activity also leads to an increase in venoconstriction, represented by the shrinking balloon. There is also global vascular constriction, responsible for increasing total peripheral resistance. Along with increased heart rate and venoconstriction, the previously activated muscle pump comes into play. The greater stroke volume and faster heart rate result in a larger cardiac output. This is represented by the increased flow from the pop can. The increased size of the balloon represents restored blood pressure. This regulation is due to all the mechanisms that contributed to greater cardiac output and total peripheral resistance. It is these 3 mechanisms which contribute to an increase in venous return. This leads to an increased preload and therefore a greater stroke volume. Once again, blood pressure has been restored through mechanisms that control cardiac output and total peripheral resistance.